So this is my life story part 4. Sorry, the last one is super short. Pretty sure I was at work. And I'm trying to get more comfortable not wearing makeup. So please don't judge me. Um, yeah, I don't know where to start. Um, so when I first started doing meth at age 19, it was almost like I had to tell myself like, oh, this is giving you energy, oh, this is gonna make you stay up, just because I knew that that's what it did to other people, but I didn't even really feel it. And then, I started using more, and then I was started picking my face all crazy, doing my makeup, not wanting to go to work, wanting to just be a bum and just hang out, bump music and party. And I liked it because I couldn't really get drunk off, while I'm high. I couldn't get too drunk. Um, and what I want to talk about today, though, or tonight, is psychosis. So I had I never even knew this was a thing, but I don't know how many years ago, maybe like 2 or 3. I'm not too sure, but it was when I really first experienced psychosis that I can remember. I was I was mobbing around Mesa for a long time. Pretty sure I didn't even have shoes on, and I ran into some guy. He was a bum or whatever too, and he had this suitcase, and it was by Circle K around this place that I used to, an area I was familiar with. And so I asked him if he gets high, and he said yeah. And he took me to his friend's house, and it was an apartment in Mesa. And as soon as I get there, he tries acting like he's this older black dude, I don't know, probably at least 40 something, if not older. And he was just, and it was a black dude. I don't know why I'm saying race. Well, no, because I want you to picture it. That's why I'm not racist. But yeah, it was a black dude who was living in the apartment, and he had this young girlfriend. I'm pretty sure she's like my age or younger. So me and her were talking for a while, and trying not to really even talk to them, because the dude that brought me there starts tripping, trying to act like I'm his, or like we're about to fucking do something. Like, the fuck, no, I never gave those kind of vibes off. No, you got me fucked up. But so, long story short, uh we end up leaving or whatever, and I end up on my own for I don't know how long, and I finally got some money together, and so I went to back to that apartment, and you know what I mean, got high, and I ended up staying in that apartment for 6 months, I want to say, dude, just stuck high as fuck. And prior to me getting there, my, I don't know if you could see him, you can kind of see him, but my scars, I was on the reservation high and fucking picking my skin, falling asleep picking my skin, and my skin stopped healing, on my shirts. It would pull the scab off every time, bro. That shit hurt so fucking bad. So I had to get naked and stay naked in there with these dudes coming in and out, always trying to talk sexual, all stupid. How the you have no fucking standards. The fucking, I look like a fucking zombie, dog. I just look diseased. Do you see my fucking skin? But anywho, and there were times when I'd be on my period, and the water wasn't working, electricity wasn't working, there was no toilet paper, there wasn't anything. I wasn't gonna go nowhere because I had gotten to the point that I was just so sick of walking around. I just wanted it to end. And so I'd lay there and get a towel, and I would just bleed on a towel for till I was done with my period. I felt like a fucking dog. Um But yeah, so I had just recently learned about manifestation then, and kind of. I mean, I knew it for a little bit, but not too much. I never really tried it too hard, maybe once or twice. And like, because I completely did not like my surroundings at all whatsoever. I was sick of moving. I didn't want to do anything. I was just like trying to imagine, trying to manifest like me getting a record deal. And that was when I started watching Lil Sky's like early documents, whatever, early interviews and stuff that he had on Facebook or YouTube. I mean, and then all this stuff, just really actually starting to get into his music and find out what he was about and what he went through and stuff, and I like completely related. And then I told myself that I'm gonna marry him, and I sat there in front of a Latin. I put on a Latin church thing on YouTube, and I was like telling myself like I'm married to him. That's it. Like, God, I don't want nobody else to touch me. I don't want to be around anybody else. Like, and I just kept thinking in my head just like how it could work out. I was talking to freaking people pretending to be him, just fucking myself up, my head all the way up. And so it got to the point where like I was seeing shit and hearing shit almost like he was there, and like he was just, well, I'm gonna say he, but not like me and Lil Skies, but like the shadow or whoever the fuck, whatever spirit, fake thing, whatever that I seen, was just breaking my heart, bro. Like, there was a time I was almost asleep on the bed, and this was like recently when not recently now, but at the time I had recently found out that he had a girlfriend or a baby mama or something. And I was tripping because she looked like my sister Caitlyn. Dude, it was all bad. I was just spun. And it was like he was at the, like, it was weird. I was laying on the bed, and I'm sure, I don't know if I'd been up days. I'm sure I had. I didn't really ever sleep over there. But it was like he was sitting with this baby mama or whoever, and like trying to tell her like, this is my friend, like calling me the friend or whatever. And like a part of me was like, okay with it. And then I would be like fucking heartbroken and just like fucking tripping. Not like tripping like, how the fuck could he do the maybe I was a little bit with the music. I might have, God knows. But it wasn't ever really anger. It was just sadness. Like, and then I thought that it's hard to be honest sometimes. One morning it sounded like my sister, my older sister, was in the other room because I was out in the living room in the kitchen, and the dude had the bedroom door shut. And it sounded like I could hear my older sister's voice like in my head or wherever the fuck, just hearing shit somehow, some way. And or thinking I'm here now. I don't know, whatever it is. I believed it. And I thought that she had my 2 kids, and like she was just taking them away. And like Lil Skies like fell in love with her, some shit, and like just saying I was crazy. They were all saying I was crazy. That's how I felt. And I felt like the more that I would hear voices or the more I would think about my kids, I thought like their heart was gonna fucking explode, because it just seemed like all supernatural and crazy and weird to me. And so I walked around the neighborhood during that time freaking out because I heard freaking hooves and shit. So I'm like, the devil's here, or some evil something that's gonna kill me. And I got up and ran. Then I felt bad because I thought that I had left, that my kids were in there and I didn't do anything. It's crazy because like I don't understand how the fuck I believed it. You know what I mean? Like, just thinking about it now, like, logically, like, bitch, you know what okay, so, like, for instance, if I would have thought, right now, if I was hearing, you know what I mean, that, or thinking my kids are in there, I would have been knocking on the fucking door, you know what I mean, or calling to find out where they're at, but that's not really the point. But that's psychosis. And it's hard for me to recall these things specifically, but I remember I laid there so long and like tried to reinvent my entire life, like for it to be purposeful and spiritual, and just to find like the deepest, most realist love that I could create in my head. And I went back to when I was a baby and stuff, and tried to pictured myself like, I was like thinking that this fucking thing is pissing me off, sorry. I was thinking that, like, okay, I'm not like my sisters, you know what I mean? I literally thought I was fucking black for a second. Lord forgive me for that one. I thought Tupac was my dad. And I could see, like, shadows and things and visions, almost like if it was, like, the past. I felt like it was, like, the real past that was, like, hidden or kept from me. And it was, like, me getting shot, like, and Tupac getting shot when I thought Tupac was my dad. And then I also thought this guy, Isaac, that I had met, like, probably a year before all that was going on, was my dad. bro it was all bad, like, and then I started hearing like cops in my, like, kind of like the idea of cops. I guess I didn't really hear them, but like I felt like I was doing something like crazy, because my mind, like, if I would think, like, I envisioned, because it wasn't that I wanted this to happen, it was just kind of a storyline that I was trying to continue to make sense. And like it would be like I could see like well, one time, yeah, I seen a cop in the peephole, like, in my mind. That one wasn't really that bad. I was still kind of tripping out. And then I like had thought that with my mind I Jesus Christ, did some like supernatural shit and somebody got shot, and then I thought I was going to fucking prison for the rest of my life. I was outside tripping. I was by myself a lot because I was just like, I didn't want to be around anybody. I was scared. I was like, oh my god, what do I do? Like, I knew I was doing the wrong thing, and so I would even try stop smoking and stuff, and I just couldn't stop. I just kept smoking, and I'd calm myself down or whatever. But yeah, that shit was all bad. And where I'm at right now in life is I want to be that person that somebody can come to, you know, if they are struggling with addiction, whether they know it or not. Because what sucks is, like, I felt like I got to a point where I lost myself completely, and I felt like I was just laying in bed, and my heart was making these fucking crazy noises, and I could have swore I was gonna die, and I just started crying, and I'm like, how could everybody just leave me? You know what I mean? Leave me here to die. Like, I was so sad. And yeah. Um Anyways, Lil Skies is one of my favorite artists. God bless him and his family. And I don't know. Just I'm glad to be clean today. I'm glad to be sober. Because it was hell that I went through, and I laughed my way through most of it, but I also cried harder than I have ever cried before. You know what I mean? During the nights I couldn't stop walking with no intention of fucking making a destination. Just fucking not even being able to feel my feet and shit. Ending up by the cemetery that my ex took me to, where his homie is, where his good friend is buried. And thinking that, like, in my head, like, okay, all of this, and I was like, somehow, some way, maybe I'm like helping raise the dead, you know, like I'd always try to find like a positive thing in my mind. But the more I did that, then the more I would keep going, and it's all bad. And God is good. I believe in God. My sponsor called me agnostic because I also believe that there could not be a God, but it's hard to explain. Like, I went to the Catholic and Christian churches growing up, and I pray every day, and I I if, I guess I'm just like, show me you're real type thing right now, but also like blind faith too. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I mean it to start. You know what I mean? To start, because I couldn't have done this by myself. That's 100% sure. You know what I mean? And I'm into like spiritual, shows, movies, fake ones. I don't really like the real ones because they're fucking sound stupid as fuck. I've been cussing a lot on here. I'm so sorry. But yeah, like archangels and angels and all that stuff I find fascinating. I took mythology in college and stuff. I find all that fascinating too. And all I know is that I'm really working on my anger, especially my angry outbursts, and just really seeing how I can make things better. If they're not going the right way, make sure I'm doing everything I can that I possibly can to make them go better. Putting myself in other people's shoes instead of responding to, like anger or things that upset me or hurt me. Respond with love. Because I don't really know if there's a heaven. And I would like to think we live forever. But it doesn't look that way. And so I just want every single human on this planet to know how grateful I am they are alive. And I pray for peace, and I hope for peace, and I strive for peace.